Let's count down 15 unforgettable rock songs from 1972, the year when glam exploded, soul shifted, and guitars got louder than ever. These weren't just tracks. They were anthems, confessions, and revolutions wrapped in vinyl. And the #1 song? It sparked a fire so hot, cities tried to ban it, but kids cranked it louder anyway. Number 15, Never Been to Spain by Three Dog Night.
Well, I've never been to heaven.
You can feel the heat rise off this one. A song that name drops Spain, England, and heaven without ever leaving the southern US. Never Been to Spain delivered a smoky groove. Powered by Corey Wells' rich, aching vocals.
Well, I've never been to heaven.
And a swaggering rhythm that made it impossible not to nod along. It wasn't just a hit. It was a traveler's daydream for people who never packed a bag. Want to hear a tune that raised even more heads? Stick around for what's next. Number 14, Hold Your Head Up by Argent, part stadium anthem, part psych rock sermon. This one had a bass line you could march to, and a message you never forget. Hold your head up, woman wasn't just a lyric, it was a rallying cry. Rod Argent's swirling organ solo. Easily one of the boldest instrumental breaks of the year, it blasted through the fog of FM radio with spiritual weight. Up next, a sugary smooth explosion that helped invent power pop. Number 13, Go All the Way by Raspberries. With its crunchy guitar intro and soaring chorus. Go All the Way was the kind of track that made you roll the windows down and sing with your whole chest. Eric Carmen tapped into primal teenage desire and wrapped it in Beatles meets Who energy. It was naughty, it was nostalgic, and it burned up the charts. But here's the twist. The Raspberries never recaptured that magic. This was their big bang. And speaking of things you don't want to miss, if songs like this make you feel like you're cruising through time, smash that subscribe button. We've got more buried treasures on the way. And you won't want to miss the next one. Number 12, Heart of Gold by Neil Young. Neil Young gave us a lonesome prayer with Heart of Gold, a country folk masterpiece that somehow ruled the rock charts. Its harmonica cried for something lost. The lyrics ached for something real.
Keep me searching for a heart of gold.
It was his only #1 hit, and it sounded like a man whispering across the canyon of his soul.
And I'm getting old.
What's coming next? Another Neil track, but this one's darker. Number 11, The Needle and the Damage Done by Neil Young. Just 2 minutes long, but it hits like a freight train.
I watched a needle take another man.
This acoustic confession about heroin addiction wasn't just a song, it was a warning bell.
Gone, the damage done.
Written in memory of Crazy Horse guitarist Danny Whitten, Neil stripped it down to raw emotion.
I love you, baby, can I have some more?
And in doing so, he gave a generation something to think about.
Gone, the damage done.
Now let's kick things up with a band that made black dresses dangerous. Number 10. Long Cool Woman in a Black Dress by the Hollies. This was the Hollies ditching their polished pop for a swampy CCR-inspired groove. All it took was one riff and a raspy vocal from Alan Clark to flip the script. Long Cool Woman crashed into America's top 10 and gave the band a whole new image. Want to hear what a folk poet sounds like in full bloom? The next one's for you. Number 9, Vincent by Don McLean. Starry, starry night. You know the words and you know the sadness.
Starry, starry night.
Don McLean followed up American Pie with this gentle, devastating tribute to Vincent van Gogh. It was delicate,
Portraits hung in empty halls.
haunting, a song that painted with sound.
Sketch the trees and the daffodils.
For a moment, rock slowed down to honor pain and beauty.
Flaming flowers that brightly blaze.
Next, an orchestra walks into a rock concert. Number 8, Conquistador, live by Procol Harum.
Conquistador, your stallion stands in need of company.
This live version, recorded with the Edmonton Symphony Orchestra, was more than a performance. It was a spectacle.
Conquistador, your stallion stands.
Procol Harum's classical rock fusion reached new heights with cinematic flair and sweeping emotion.
See around the breaking branch.
Conquistador proved that rock could be grand, operatic, and still punch you in the gut.
Jewel and crusty blade has not been understood.
Let's head now to a park in Chicago. Literally. Number 7. Saturday in the Park
Saturday in the park.
by Chicago One piano note in, and you're transported. This song felt like summer. Sunshine, ice cream, political hope.
In the park. I think it was a 4th of July.
Robert Lamb's vocals beamed warmth. The horns danced. Saturday in the Park wasn't just a hit, it was a mood, and it painted America at its most idealistic. Up next, the Stones get grimy and roll the dice. Number 6, Tumbling Dice by the Rolling Stones, laid back, loose, and oozing cool. This was Exile on Main Saint in a nutshell.
Try to waste me, baby, burn the candles right now.
Tumbling Dice, shuffled gospel backing vocals, blues swagger, and Mick Jagger's smirking charisma into one irresistible groove. The mix was muddy. The lyrics were cryptic, but the feel unmistakable. Coming up next, School's Out and Chaos is in Session. Number 5, School's Out by Alice Cooper. Anthems don't get more unruly than this. School's Out wasn't just a song, it was a declaration. Alice Cooper turned every teenager's end-of-year feeling into a thunderclap of guitars and rebellion. He lit a fuse and dared the world to watch it burn. Next up, a groove so sleek it walked a tightrope between funk and rock. Number 4, Rock and Roll by Led Zeppelin. When Bonham's drums kicked in, you felt it in your chest. This was Zeppelin paying tribute to the early days. Chuck Berry's Ghost in a Marshall stack, pure adrenaline. Jimmy Page's lick sizzled like static fire. Coming up, a soul-funk fusion that dominated radio. Number 3. Papa Was a Rollin' Stone by the Temptations clocking.
For the 3rd of September, the day I'll always remember.
In at nearly 7 minutes, this was no typical Motown single. Papa Was a Rollin' Stone mixed funk, psychedelic soul, and raw storytelling into one hypnotic groove.
Never heard nothing but bad things about him.
It was about absence, anger, and legacy, a track that blurred genre lines and rewrote the rules. Get ready now. We're about to leave Earth entirely. Number 2. Starman by David Bowie. This is the sound of the cosmos calling with Starman. Bowie gave the world Ziggy Stardust. It was whimsical. It was eerie. It was electric. The chorus soared, and suddenly kids everywhere felt seen in their weirdness. But one song went even louder and faced backlash for it. Number 1. Smoke on the Water by Deep Purple. The riff. You already hear it in your head. Smoke on the Water told a true story. A casino fire during a Frank Zappa concert, and turned it into the most iconic guitar lick in rock history. It's primal, it's raw, and it's immortal. And yes, some cities banned it for how hard it hit. But that just made us play it louder. If that song still gives you chills, do us a favor, like and subscribe. You're part of the reason rock still echoes. There you have it. 15 unforgettable rock songs from 1972 that still rip through the static. Which one hit you hardest? Drop it in the comments. We're building this Hall of Fame together. And if you love this trip, don't stop now. Next up is 15 forgotten one-hit rock wonders from 1973. The ones that came, saw, and vanished, but left scorch marks behind. Click that end screen and keep the fire burning. The riffs may fade, but the feeling never does.